Hi Leo, this is your reading for January 2020. Keep in mind it is a general read, so if it doesn't resonate, please check your moon, rising, or Venus signs. So, starting out, I feel for some of you there may be a situation around love and a particular connection. Because what I was hearing is this individual is the outlaw. It could be that the way in which they do things, the way they connect with you or express themselves, is not only quite different and unique or potentially rebellious, but it brings out a different side of you. Because I do feel as though Leo is very inspired moving into this new year, and there's this sense that there's been an external factor that has sparked that. Now, for some of you, that could be a connection, or this could be future energy. For others of you, it may be a situation with friends or what you want to do and how you want to share yourself in the world. But I do get the sense of there's something that's almost blindsided you or will do so, and it shakes up how you want to move through the world. And as I say that, we see the Tower. It's very much this sense of your world being turned upside down, but in a really beautiful way, in a way that's, yes, unexpected, but has positive effects on your own journey and your transformation. And then we have the Emperor. For some of you, it may be an Aries or someone with Aries prominent in their chart. But I'm hearing as well, it's almost as though this individual or this situation or thing brings you to a new level of strength and comfort in your individuality. It's almost as though if you were someone that always kind of walked the straight and narrow or walked a path that was a little more linear, the effect of this external personal situation has led you to almost change everything up. You're expressing yourself in ways you haven't before, or you feel free to, move and dance and change course. It's a shake-up of your energy and your self-expression, and it may even be creating this change in how you share yourself, where you want to invest your energy, how you want to kind of be in the world or of the world. It brings out this really colorful, beautiful side of you, and it may literally bring out your creativity, because we also have the Ace of Inspiration. I do think for Leo in general, January is a month that's beautiful for self-expression in any form. I do think there's a lot of blessings, and it's almost like starting this new world, but it's a world that perhaps you didn't expect, or the way you're showing up in the world is drastically different now. And with these oracle cards, we have strength and patience. I feel like this change is a long time coming, and we do have a lot of material or earth in this spread. So there is this sense of, I feel like you may have become almost stoic is the word I'm hearing, or just your feet were firmly on the ground, which is a blessing. But in January, it's almost like that's being shook up, and the universe has come in to create some color or just almost surprise you with things you weren't expecting, but they do turn out to be blessings, and they bring out a side of you. And it could literally be bringing out a side of you that you want to now create something, or you want to build a business, a dream, a vision that you weren't expecting. It's almost as though these flowers are coming to bloom, but they're coming either from a direction you weren't expecting, or you're taken aback by who you're becoming, how things are changing. It's almost like you're seeing yourself in a much, I want to use the term lighter, or there's a lot more fun around you. So if in 2019, especially towards the end, you felt somewhat stuck, or as though things weren't moving the way you desire, it's almost as though you're getting this divine blessing that changes. I'm hearing changes the playing field, and it could literally be changes in terms of you moving in a completely different direction, especially for those of you that consider yourselves creatives and artists. I definitely see that for you. There's some sort of shift in how you share yourself, how you share your gifts, the creative ideas that can flow through. But I also feel for others, this is tied to some sort of connection. It doesn't have to be romantic, but there's something external to you that's triggering these effects. And here we have truth and humor. And it's almost like you're holding yourself in a different way. And you can see how this woman is tenderly kind of covering her heart space. There's some sort of truth that's come to light, or you're starting to see yourself in a lighter way, with a different vision or different sight, and that's enabling you to kind of take a different path or take a different direction. And with knowledge, it's almost as though where you've been, you've gained all you could from that situation or from certain relationships perhaps that didn't manifest as the way you hoped. There's just this sense of you gaining this wisdom, having this clarity, and moving forward and creating something completely different. And it may literally be very unexpected. You may start to have these insights. For some of you, your intuition is on point. So any work in terms of the spiritual realm, creativity, there's certain visions and insights I think you're receiving that are going to really guide and lead you. But it does, I'm hearing your future looks nothing like either your past, that's one message, but it also looks nothing like what you imagined your future would be, if that makes sense. And I think in the month of January, you're being presented with certain truths or an awareness that completely shifts things for you. And it could be through the introduction of or the recent meeting of a soulmate and some sort of divine connection that's opening your eyes not only to the potential between you both, but the potential you have to share yourself in the world. Now here we have the Four of Voices, and I'm kind of drawn to these rose petals and this sense of, you know, kind of romantic times. So sharing romance with another, having kind of a romantic getaway. I just feel for some of you there is this really beautiful connection or romance around you. Again, this could be future energy and it's coming towards you. For others of you, I feel like you're already here in this space, and you can see it's opening up new sight. It's opening up new kind of spectrums of potential, what you want for yourself. And I do feel it's away from the mainstream. It could be that this particular romance or connection is not what others would expect you to go for, or what even you expected yourself. Or I do feel they're changing your worldview in some manner. It's literally creating this shift or this expansion within your desires, your dreams, how you want to show up. But at the same time, it is a very successful change as well. You can see this star at the top of their head, and there's this sense that not only this person sees you as a star, but you're rising, you're lifting, you're ascending, you're reaching for the stars. And that's why I was feeling for some of you who have felt a bit stagnant in 2019, or the energies were a little stale around you, it's almost as though this divine inspiration is now being delivered to help you shift and to help you as well. I'm hearing receive new insights, and it ties into this card. For some of you, you may be far more psychic or intuitive or clairvoyant than you ever considered yourself. So perhaps it's opening not only new creative ideas, but new ways you can share yourself in the world through sharing your spiritual gifts or just illuminating things for you. And next to the Six of Inspiration, we have the Eight of Inspiration, which is the Eight of Wands. And you can see this, it's almost, I'm seeing this as like elastic, and it's like you're stretching what you thought you could be. There's some sort of shift in your vision and an ascension process that's lifting you to new heights and making you realize that you can attain and achieve more than you once considered. And it's also shedding, it's almost like you're trading in earlier versions of yourself so you can embody this progressive energy. So again, there's a lot of focus on your future, what you desire, what that looks like, how you want to move ahead and be in and of the world. And I do think this is a new vision for most Leos, and I do think it was triggered or initiated through either the meeting of someone special romantically or spiritually, I'd say, or through a certain situation or environmental trigger that's created this change and shift. Again, January as a month is going to be very creatively and spiritually inspired. The divine is almost giving you a helping hand in terms of how you can transform and transcend. I also feel for a lot of you, you're going to have to trade in any concept of limitation because it can't go with you into the future. And as I look at this card, we can see the mountain scape in this background, and there's a sense that you've already climbed many mountains and you've traveled quite a distance, and that's why I think now you're being presented, and I do think this is traveling a distance energetically. You're being presented with this inspired vision of your future and who you can become, because you've already ascended to a certain level that you can see and receive it now. There's been a change energetically. Now, with this Muse of Emotions, this is the King of Cups in the traditional deck. We have this sense of, I'm hearing you having kind of plunged your emotional depths, you having gone through this metamorphosis emotionally, spiritually, and you're reclaiming and taking some sort of truth with you. Now, for some of you, I do feel, again, that these emotions were first inspired or triggered by an external person. I do feel for a lot of you it's a person or will be a person. For others of you it could just be a situation or a friendship or almost a mentor that creates this change. But again, I keep being drawn to these stripes. It's almost, I'm hearing changing lanes. There's this diversion or this shift in terms of where you thought you were going and what that looks like, or perhaps the type of partner you would go for and the type of relationship you would have versus what's coming in now. It's definitely inspired emotionally and from the heart space, but it's perhaps completely different to what you expected. And as I look at these two women as well, I was hearing twin souls. Very much this energy of divine partnership or a divine union of sorts. Okay, and with this Five of Emotions, this isn't the energy I'm actually feeling for Leo. I feel like this could have been past energy. This sense, I'm also hearing for some of you, you may have held on tight to someone in the past connection, or it could have been an old way of being, an old vision for yourself that perhaps was less inspired, spiritually speaking. It didn't serve you and your growth and your progress, but it's almost as though that had to be released and let go so you could receive everything coming in for you. For others of you, I'm drawn to this ice, and I'm hearing you may have had to ice out someone or ice out a situation. Could have been a job. Very much I am feeling for a lot of you a romantic situation that left you in that vibration that wasn't serving you. And doing so is what enables this new to flow into your world. And with that moon, look at the potential that awaits you. For me, I'm seeing this moon as an illumination of what you can have, what you can achieve, what you can receive. And it's almost, for some of you, you're standing before this new vision, this new aspect of your potential, your world, what you want to create and manifest. And with that Hermit card, again, it was spiritually guided. But I do think for a lot of you, it was through a soulmate or a soul contract that has triggered you or initiated you into this new frequency, this new insight, this new vision. And again, we see this sun. There's this sense of a dawning awareness or truth that has come to the surface. Truth in terms of how you carry yourself, how you embody yourself in this world, but also truths in terms of romantic connections and how you connect with others in love. What does that look like? What do you deserve? How do you want to express and share yourself? And I think that's what may be changing. And I also am feeling for a lot of you, you've been in this desert landscape, and this again is past energy. You've had the disappointments, you've had that, but it's not where you're at now. You're ready to kind of build and create something new. And as I say that, we have the Seven of Materials. So this sense of investing and having things come to full bloom or full fruition for you, perhaps in a different path than what you initially foresaw. I do feel this pertains to love and potentially creativity, how you express yourself. But I do see as well you tending to your, I'm hearing gentle visions. So for some of you, you may have this desire to start something new, start a new creative project, start a new business, a new relationship. And that's what's going to birth these rewards and these blessings. And what we see as well, again, it was creatively and divinely inspired. I see all these colors of the rainbows kind of flowing into your crown chakra or your third eye. And there's this sense of being divinely guided and inspired in terms of what you want to manifest, what you want to create. I also think for those of you who resonate with connecting with a soulmate or having a new connection or relationship that has created these changes, I think it was divinely sent to you for you to realize what you could have in love. Because as I just was looking at this love card, I'm hearing someone that can keep your heart safe. And that may be an experience or an emotion that you haven't felt before, but there's just this sense of it's expanding you and opening you up to new avenues. So if you were on quite a linear, I'm hearing if you were on the straight and narrow, it's almost as though now you've been presented with a wide expanse in terms of what love looks like, what you want to manifest in your world, what you feel like creating. It's just there's been a transformation and change in terms of how you envision your future. And I do think it was divinely guided, or there was a divine meeting and connection that is opening you up and initiating you to this. Now, again, this could be future energy for some of you, but I do feel as though Spirit has been helping you. It's almost, I just heard Spirit is your muse. There's this sense that Spirit is really opening and expanding you to new heights, creatively, spiritually, and romantically. So that's all I have for you, Leo. I hope this reading resonates and you have a beautiful day.